Hi, Stella. I'm your great-grandma, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee, the second of 5 children, and I lived in a little community called Oglesby and went to grade school to the 8th grade there. In 1940, we moved into town on a community called Flat Rock, which finally became part of Nashville, and went through Central High School there. Graduated from Central High School and went to Washington, D.C. in nurses training. I was in nurses training in D.C. for 2.5 years and met your great-grandpa, who was in the Navy, and we got married, and we lived in Washington for...
How did you guys meet?
On a blind date. We went with another one of my classmates, and we had a blind date, and we went skating, and the boys didn't have enough money, and I had to give them some money to pay for the skating. So your grandpa came back to call me up a couple of days later and wanted to come back and pay me the money that he borrowed to take us skating, and then we started dating.
I've never heard you tell that story before.
Oh yeah, we had a good time that night, but he didn't have enough money and he was embarrassed because he had to borrow money. So he called me up and came out to pay me back, and we started dating, and we got married. And
how long did you date before you got married?
Well, we dated. I met him. I can tell you the date I met him. I met him on August the 18th, which was my baby sister's birthday, and dated him for 6 or 7 months, and he got mad at me one night, and I didn't see him again for a while, and again in August, he called me up, and we got married that October.
What year?
1947, we got married.
October the
4th, 1947, we got married. And we stayed in D.C., and I got pregnant, and we had to find us a place to live because I couldn't stay in nurses training and be married. And we rented an apartment from a Greek couple. The man was a real estate man, and he when we went and look for apartment, he said, "How would you like to live in upstairs at my house?" He said, "My wife is pregnant, and she just came over from Greece, and she doesn't speak English good, and it would be nice to have somebody at home with her during the daytime." So we got the apartment for practically nothing, and stayed there until Mike, our first child, was born in Bethesda Naval Hospital in July of 1948. And in December of 1948, we moved to Decatur. Jim got out of service, and we moved to Decatur, which was his hometown. And we were there for something like 2 or 3 months, and he couldn't find a job. So we went to Nashville, and he went to school, and we were in Nashville, and he didn't like it. We moved back to Decatur, and that's where your grandmother was born. She was born in Decatur in 1950, and then we went back to Nashville, and he went to school, and might be your uncle? No.
great uncle.
Great uncle.
Yeah.
Your great uncle Russ was born in Nashville, Tennessee, and when he was 9 days old, we moved back up to Decatur, where we've lived ever since. And then we had one more child, Jimmy, who was born in 1953. And I mostly stayed at home. I worked as an LPN at the hospital off and on several different times during the time having kids until Jimmy went to school, and then I've been working full time since then as a nurse at the hospital and as a mental health specialist, a nursing at a home for retarded kids. Your great-grandpa did several different kinds of jobs until 1960 when he joined the police department in Decatur, which he retired from 26 years later. I don't know what else you might want to know.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to know, Lisa?
What do you think for a new granddaughter?
What do you think of your new granddaughter?
Oh, I think she's a doll, and I just talked to your great-grandpa, and he said, why didn't I bring her home with me tomorrow? But you have to be his niece, honey.
Yeah, been here a whole week.
Yeah.
It's been nice having you, that's for sure. I know Lisa's really appreciated it.
I've enjoyed watching her.
I think you have to burp her.
Why don't you take a picture with her?
Oh, yes, honey. Come on here.
Let you in the back throwing a fit, Stella.
No, you're not going to show a fit, are you? Because she's going to find that thumb. She's going to find it again, aren't you, doll? Can you look up and smile? Huh? Can you?
She can grunt.
Oh, yeah, she can grunt. She's so cute. You're my great-grandchild, honey, and you're your great-grandpa's niece. Yes. You're cute. You get a little bit bigger, you can take some trips with me. I like to go places, but I don't like to go by myself. We'll be Auntie Mame.
You'll be what?
Auntie Mame.
Auntie Mame.
You've never seen a movie.
Auntie Mame took her
Grandchild to all kinds of exotic places.
yeah. You want
You've
to
never done
go?
that?
No.
There you go.
Well, that's all we got, I guess. We'll get Jim to do the rest of the tape.